Cool. Good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's devotional. We are going to be reading out of Matthew 9, and it's verse 35 to 38. So, in the NLT, it says the need for workers. So Jesus traveled through all the towns and villages of that area, teaching in the synagogues and announcing the good news about the kingdom. And he healed every kind of disease and illness. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were confused and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. He said to his disciples, "The harvest is great, but the workers are few. So pray to the Lord who is in charge of the harvest. Ask him to send more workers into his fields." And I see that, and then after working in ministry for a long time now, I realize that Jesus' words are true. That there's harvest. There are things, not just things to do, but there are people ripe to accept the good news, and there aren't enough workers most of the time. And I just think of that dilemma. But then I think of, as Christians, if you're listening now and you're a Christian, I think of, how does God get more workers? It's not like he asks you to put in a CV or whatever, but I find that it's kind of like in the book of Isaiah, when Isaiah sees the Lord, God Almighty, and the Lord asks a general question: whom shall we send, and who will go for us? And it's almost like a general call to the saved, to those followers of Jesus Christ that are made into a new creation, that were born again. And he puts out this general call and he says, will you serve me? Will you love me? Will you love my sheep? So then there's this question of how do I serve? And there's lots of different ways. So, there are people that serve in multiple capacities. Some people give to the work going on. Some people join, being hands and feet and allowing the work to go on, and joining with others doing the work, hitting the missions field, going out, doing different things, preaching Christ and living a true life as a disciple in your everyday life, whether at home or doing these things. So I just find that sometimes as Christians, we just sit back and live in our own life and in our own bubble. But then the Lord's calling us to the harvest, saying, will you join me? Will you come out and be part of this venture and this adventure? And I think the Lord is constantly calling us to kind of walk with him, to risk at times, to love him, and love him as we love others. So, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few, and the Lord's calling. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that tonight. I pray that you guys are blessed. I pray that you guys hear that call and start serving in different capacities, whether it's at your local church or in different ways that the Lord is calling you, to serve him. God bless you guys. Have a good night.